All right, let's talk about something that drives so many businesses crazy. How do you get people to actually truly collaborate? To break down the walls between teams and work together. Today, we're going to crack the code on how to design an organization that does exactly that. This quote from a leader at Intuit Canada, it just perfectly captures the problem, doesn't it? We've all been there, right? You're a customer, and you can literally feel the handoff from the sales team to the support team. It's clunky, these internal walls, these functional seams, they create a terrible experience for the very people we're supposed to be helping. So that's the billion-dollar question we're tackling today. How do you actually design an organization to get rid of those seams? To build a culture where working together isn't just a poster on the wall, but it's just how things get done? Well, we're going to get some answers by looking at a company that seems to have this all figured out. So first, let's just quickly put a name to the enemy here. It's a problem we all know, and most of us hate: the silo.
Think about it. The old-school way of organizing a company, with these rigid hierarchies and strict departments, it's just not cutting it anymore. The world moves too fast. Our challenges are way too complex. To innovate and win today, you need people from all different parts of the business to connect and create together, constantly. And those old traditional structures, they actually get in the way of that.
So, how do you fix it? Well, for our case study, we're going to go inside the consumer tax group at Intuit Canada. Researchers took a deep dive into this group because they seem to have built collaboration right into their DNA. And to figure out how they did it, the researchers used this really clever approach they called zoom in, zoom out. It's a great metaphor. First, they zoomed in to watch how individual people and teams work together on a daily basis. Then, they zoomed out to see the whole system, the culture, the structure, the rules of the game that made all that great teamwork possible. And when they zoomed out, what did they see? Well, they found that Intuit's success was no accident. It was the direct result of intentionally designing 3 specific things to make collaboration happen. Let's break them down. First off, and this is so important, they design the work itself. They don't just tell people, hey, go collaborate. No, the big strategic projects are framed as missions that you literally can't complete without teaming up across departments. The day-to-day operational work is all about delivering on those missions together, and everybody uses a shared playbook, common tools and methods, so they're all speaking the same language. The work requires teamwork. Second, they design the relationships, and what's really cool here is that they attack this from all angles. Yeah, they've got the formal stuff like coaching and forums that bring different teams together, but they also put a ton of energy into the informal side of things, building a real sense of community and even designing their office space to create those random collisions that spark new ideas. And third, they design for collaborative behaviors. This is the cultural glue that holds it all together. Everything points back to one clear, unifying purpose: serving the customer. They have these guiding principles like boundaryless leadership, which basically means your ideas matter no matter what your job title is. And all their HR stuff, who they hire, who they promote, who they recognize, it all reinforces that collaborative mindset.
Okay, so we have these 3 design factors: work, relationships, and behaviors. Makes sense, right? But hold on, because that's not the full story. The real secret sauce, the big aha moment from all this research, is how these 3 things combine. This is the really cool part. See, the secret isn't just having a checklist of these 3 things. Lots of companies try that, right? They try to copy one piece of it and it just doesn't work. Because the magic is in how they combine. Together, they create 2 different but perfectly complementary systems that work together, a dual system. And this slide shows it perfectly. On one side, you have the strategic subsystem. Think of this as top-down. It's guided from the center, and its whole job is to create convergence, to get everyone marching in the same direction, focused on the strategic what. It provides clarity and alignment. But on the other side, you've got the operational subsystem. This is bottom-up. It's led locally by the teams themselves, and its job is to create divergence, to give those teams the freedom to figure out the best how. This creates speed and flexibility. It's this incredible balance of focus and freedom. Now, the researchers have a pretty fancy name for this: compensatory fitness. But don't let the jargon fool you. The idea is actually really simple and powerful. It just means these 2 systems, the top-down strategy and the bottom-up execution, they compensate for each other's weaknesses. The central guidance prevents chaos, while the local freedom allows for agility. Together, they create something way more powerful than either one could on its own. So you might be asking, okay, this sounds great, but who is responsible for building and maintaining this kind of sophisticated system? Well, this is where leaders come in, and they have to play 2 very distinct and critical roles. Leaders have to wear 2 hats. First, they have to be architects. They are the ones who actively design the system. They shape the work, they build the pathways for relationships, they define the expected behaviors, they draw the blueprint. But, and this is key, they also have to be cultivators. It's not enough to just build it. You have to nurture it every single day. Through coaching, through leading by example, by inspiring people, you have to be the head gardener too. So what does this all mean for you? Let's boil this entire playbook down into a simple, actionable blueprint you can use to start thinking about your own team or company.
Here it is, 4 steps. Step 1, shape the work so that people have to rely on each other. Step 2, intentionally build both the formal and informal connections between people. Step 3, nurture the right behaviors through your culture and your company's purpose. And finally, step 4, the masterstroke. Balance those two systems. Get everyone aligned on the what from the center, but give them real freedom and trust on the how.
And this all leaves us with one last, really important question to think about. When you look at your own organization, its rules, its culture, its structure, is it really truly designed to unlock collaboration? Or, if you're being honest, is it still designed to enforce compliance and control? The answer to that question might just be the most important thing you figure out all year. Thanks for digging into this with me.